Hey, everybody. Welcome to week 8 of Social 30-1. I know a lot of you have AP exams this week, so it's a pretty chill week. I'll go over a few bits of material, and then the assignment is basically just a Google form. It's only worth 10 points, and it's basically just to check your retention of knowledge, okay? So don't stress too much about it. If you want to wait to complete it until after your AP exams, I totally get it. A few of you have already emailed me, not concerned, okay? So good luck on all your exams. You can do it. Okay. You guys will be great. Where am I? Okay, I just have a few things. I posted this last week, but just some, and I'm not too concerned about you guys, but just so you know, some often asked questions. Am I expected to check with my teacher every day? Technically, yes. Most of you contact me throughout the week at least twice, which is good. Either through a Teams meeting or through an email or handing in an assignment, things like that. That all counts. It's just to make sure that you guys are okay. So generally, if I don't hear from you guys within a week, I call or I email or I message, and most of you are good and you get back to me. Do I have to participate in my teacher's live meetings and lectures? No. It's great to see you. I know some of you have other responsibilities, and I get it. That's why I record it and then I post it for you guys. But it's just important to have connection. Okay. So as long as you can connect in some way, you should be good. I've heard all students who pass their courses, even if they don't do the work. Is that true? No, that is not true. I have to be able to assess you within June. So you need to stay on track. You have to do those assignments. Please make sure you do them. What about options like PE or COM? Do I really still need to do these? Yes. Okay. Most of you have already created, or most of you already have completed your grad requirements, but some of you haven't. So if you want to graduate and get that diploma, which I'm assuming you all do, you need to do your assignments. Okay. So the video I want you to watch this week is on the Patriot Act. And there's just a little bit of reading in your textbook. No Teams meeting because I know you guys have exams. And then there's a Google Forms on Chapter 11. And so it's basically just finishing Chapter 11 this week. It's not too much at all. Okay. Okay. You guys know what the War Measures Act is. You know the October crisis. You would have learned it in Social 20. It's been implemented 3 times: World War One, World War Two, FLQ crisis. So just brief review of the FLQ crisis. Francophone Quebec wanted greater protection of the French language and culture. Quebec was becoming increasingly more Anglophone, and so they wanted to change the pace that it was occurring at. Now the FLQ resorted to violence to receive this change. And so they kidnapped the British Education Minister, and then they kidnapped and then murdered Pierre Laporte. And then the War Measures Act was enacted by Pierre Trudeau, which basically suspended civil liberties until it was dealt with. So like there was a curfew, and anybody that they thought was an FLQ supporter could be arrested and detained. But a lot of them were actually nonviolent supporters of Quebec nationalism. It's just that they were like suspected. But like a large majority of Canadians, like 89% of Anglophone and 86% of Francophone, supported the War Measures Act. So it's not like it was unheard of, but it did it did take away those civil liberties. And so it was very controversial at the time because it was like, well, is it really necessary? But on the one hand, like there's bombings and robberies going on. And so, yeah, it's kind of necessary. Now we have the Emergencies Act, which was created in 1988 to kind of fit in line with the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. So there's 3 things with it. 1, it defines emergencies: natural disasters, disease in humans, animals, or plants, ding, 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 COVID-19, or accident or pollution that results in danger to life or property. Okay. So we are in the second bullet. However, we have not called the Emergencies Act yet. So this limits the powers of governments during the time of crisis, and any measures implemented have to be approved by Parliament. So there are checks and balances put in play. 3rd, any temporary measures taken with this act must acknowledge the rights of Canadians as laid out in the Charter. Now, the Patriot Act, providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism. I wonder how long it took them to figure that out. But this was passed in 2001, very quickly after 9/11, to deter and punish terrorist acts in the United States and around the world. But a lot of people felt this was just an attack on civil liberties. Now, Canada, for example, has a no-fly list. So it's similar to the one in the US that bans certain people from flying domestic flights. Now, the US list has quite a few names on it, 47,000 as of 2013. I couldn't find a closer number than that. But you don't really know you're on the list until you try to fly, and then they're like, oh, sorry, you're on the no-fly list. But this could be anyone who's been involved in a terrorist group, which is reasonable. Anyone convicted of a serious life-threatening crime against aviation security, also reasonable. Anyone convicted of an act above and who may harm an aircraft, passengers, or crew members. So this all seems like reasonable things that we don't want these people on our planes, right? But at times, because of the amount of people on it, and because there hasn't actually been formal charges laid against those people, it's unreasonable that they're on the list. Anyway, so watch the video. I think it's like 6 minutes long. It's not too long, but it's about the Patriot Act. And then the Google form is just on the Emergencies Acts. So like I said, it's very short. I get it though. If you have AP exams, just wait until next week. Okay. Like I'm not stressed about it. You don't have to let me know if it's going to be in late. It's okay. I might check on you just to see how you're doing. But don't feel obligated to finish it until your AP exams are done. Okay. We won't have a Teams meeting, but like I said, on May 20th, I have the MP for Edmonton Strathcona, which is AOB's MP, Heather McPherson. She's joining us for our Teams meeting on May 20th. And so she's going to be there to answer any questions you guys have about kind of like COVID and the government's response and things like that. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to kind of talk about the democratic system, and then it'll kind of be in an open Q&A. So please make sure you're there for that. Please answer the questions. I posted it in a Google form. And that way I can send them to her ahead of time because she just wants to know what you guys want to talk about. Okay. And have a good week. You can do this. You rock. I know you guys can do these exams. You've been working so hard on them all year. So I'm super proud of you that you guys are still doing them, and power to you, because that's a lot right now. So I hope you get through this week and are still functioning and have an ice cream or something delightful after each exam. Okay, so good luck. I will see you soon, and message me anytime you have any questions.